Alright, hello all. Welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So, today, we are going to be doing another How Hard Can the Unit Hit video. And, of course, we are going to be doing the new EZA'd Vegeta Trunks. Now, I think this could be pretty interesting. I'm very curious to see how this is going to go. I do need to say real quick, I'm actually not the most confident about this. Um, Before we start, I've seen talk of apparently there's some sort of bug on Global about attack stacking with Vegeta Trunks. Now, I haven't gone into a long enough fight yet where I've really been able to say if there is or not. From my experience, I don't think there is one, but I don't know for sure. But essentially, I'm going to be running double Vegeta Trunks here because obviously 220 lead is good. However, if we're getting the extra 5% stack every turn, by the end, I do think it's going to actually give us more value than the extra 40% from the leader skill would. I'm pretty confident about that, at least. I may be wrong, but I think that would be the case. So I guess we'll have to see either way, but I think this should work. Obviously, I mean, like Tech UI here, right? AGL, Gogeta. We have, the Tech Blues. Like, we have a very good lineup to be able to do a lot of damage here, right? So I'm very excited. I'm also a little nervous, I'm not going to lie, because as good as this effect is, it might mess with my ability to use Dokkan attacks, which so I have like AGL Golden Frieza here, with no lead. So I mean we'll see how everything turns out. But regardless, we're gonna start. We're gonna do a couple of turns as per usual, and then I'm gonna get the stack in. And I mean we'll see. I definitely, if I notice that it actually is an issue, say like 20 turns in, if we're hitting the exact same attack stack with a stat, I suppose I should say, with like Tech UI, right? I'll be like, hey, I think it actually is bugged, so I'll come back when it's not bugged, and we'll just like do a defense stacking with them, maybe. But I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes, or maybe honestly, I could even. Well, then I wouldn't have the right items. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm gonna jump in regardless, and if it actually is an issue, at least this is proof of it. If it's not, I think it might just be a case where people aren't like noticing like the 5%, because I mean it's 5%, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm jumping in. I've been having a lot of fun with these guys. I've yet to bring them into the real big fights, like Goku Black Zamasu and stuff, but they've been very crazy for me. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to be doing here. Now I do want to use mine for the the actual stacking character. Let me turn this off so that we can get the intro. And I think we're going to be hitting some pretty crazy numbers by the end. I mean, obviously, they're more so a defensive character, but with how the stack should work, I think we should look good, but, we'll have to see. Okay, so for Vegeta Trunks, they are a little interesting. And to be fair, the last character I did was AGL Goku, although he stacked more even. They are a character that is only normally stacking attack and defense, so they have 20% here and an additional 5% here. Obviously, the other Vegeta Trunks will give them a further 5%. So I mean, they're getting essentially, you could say, I mean, you could say it's like 130% stack a turn, although realistically it's more like a 25% stack and then a 5% stack, but I mean, it's the same difference, right? So AGL Goku, even when I was like, he doesn't, he didn't hit as hard as maybe I would have expected, but to be fair, right, he only had the normal stack. These guys have even less. So, I mean, what they're going to get up to by the end, I'm not sure. I do think they have a very good kit here. I mean, obviously, AGL Goku does too, but I don't know. I feel like they're going to hit pretty hard by the end. I mean, with all the buffs we have available for them, I think it's going to look very nice, but I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. And once again, I mean, it might really very well depend on if this is actually bugged or not. I want to specify at the beginning here, I've heard it's bugged. I haven't gone in a long enough fight to see if it is or not. And if it is bugged, at least this will be evidence, right? So, I mean, especially like Tech UI, I would be able to tell. So, we're not going to get them fully built up this turn. I mean, this friend, Vegeta Trunks. But, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much so long as I can get my Vegeta Trunks fully built up next turn. Well, I suppose we don't need to get his super attack as long as I make him be safe. We do need to be over 40% HP for him to have his damage reduction. But otherwise, I mean, he's just here to get the Dokkan attacks, right? Because, I mean, obviously he should be fine with doing them. And then, I mean, maybe Tech UI. I don't know. I mean, he's definitely good for them with no stacking. But if we're talking about the stack, I think it might become pretty hard to deal with them. I don't know. We'll have to see. This one's going to be a bit of a different one for sure. I mean, this is a whole new thing right here, right? A character that's stacking for allies. I mean, I don't know how this is going to go. This is actually obviously new for me. So I'm definitely going to be interested in seeing how it's going either way. But I mean, we're gonna have to power through to see. I think they're really good though. I will say. I definitely. Oh, no, Tech UI is the next turn. I was gonna say because his intro's probably gonna play. Okay, well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 4 attacks there. So they're not going to get fully built up this turn, but they'll be mostly built up. Now, I mean, mine are Rainbow. I do have this equip on them as well. So they should have a decent ability to look very well here. I mean, we're going to have to, once again, we're going to have to see with a lot of this stuff. I mean, this is, I know it's not a new idea of stacking characters, but the way that they're, the other LR stacking for them, I mean, it's just a new concept to me. I mean, it's only 5%, and the fact that they stack, it's... Although they only stack the normally raised, so it's definitely going to add up over time. But it's, in shorter content, it's something that's not going to be immediately visible, so... I don't know, I don't think they're going to, say we had like Rose, right? We had Attack Blues, say like Hit, for example. I think all these characters are going over 1 billion in these. Do I think Vegeta and Trunks are going to go over 1 billion? I don't think so. Do I think they're going to hit roughly same ballpark as Super Saiyan 4 Goku? I don't know, honestly. I think it's definitely more possible. I'm not sure though, because obviously, I mean, he stacked more, right? I mean, he has all those big, GT, Saiyan Roar, all those sort of links. But these guys, I think, do have a better ability to get higher. Because I think on that setup, right, I was running, obviously, Giant 8 Power. Like, we do have Tech UI here, where I couldn't really run him on the other setup, right? So, I mean, something like that definitely does make a big difference. We did have AGL Gogeta for Goku, but essentially, I think we have access to a bit more buffs here. So I think it will make a pretty big difference, but I don't know for sure. It's they're definitely not meant. Oh, well, we think it is. That's fine. They're definitely not meant to be a big attack character. So I'm not the most confident what to expect from them. Okay, so I do want to make sure to keep an eye on what everyone's doing here. They're at, well, I suppose he's at 13,087. I need to see what he's at his next turn, because once again, I heard there's a bug in the experience I have so far. I believe both my attack and defense have been raising from these guys. Now, admittedly, I have done shorter content, so I don't know. But once again, if it is bugged, I can at least use this as proof. And I mean, I suppose that could actually be a video of itself, right? And then I could do an attack stacking once they're fixed. But I don't know. We'll have to see. These guys are still very, very new. I mean, they just EZA'd, not yesterday, but the night before, I believe, or was it yesterday morning? Something like that. I'm still, they look so good to me, honestly. I'm trying to, sorry about that, I had to cut away for a moment there. But yeah, I've been recording a lot of showcases. I'm trying to figure out how I think of these guys, but I do need to jump into those really big fights, obviously, before I can fully judge anything. But I don't know, I feel like they cooked with them. I mean, so far, in my experience, the only time I've really had them take damage is on their first turn, like when they need to build up. But otherwise, I mean, they've been very, very good. So I couldn't be happier with this character. I mean, they're like really true to their 2022 reign. I mean, I even only got them in 2023, and they were still insane then. So, although I mean, I do need to try them when they don't have, when they're not in slot 1. So there's also that. Okay, so we will get our last hit here, and we can make this our last turn here. And something really good here, right? We do actually have Vegeta. Now, obviously, I'm not going to use his active yet, but he does give 70% support to them, as well as having 6 out of 7 links. So obviously, he's going to be a very good partner for them, and they should be able to look a lot better next to him. So I'm really excited to see what these guys get up to. As a defensive character, if they're going to be able to compete with like big attack stackers, I mean, that'd be awesome. I don't know that they will, but that'd be awesome. Okay, so they're at 33.5 here. Certainly not the highest, but, right, with, the other LR getting 5%, right? And by the time we're ready to do the big turn later on, I mean, all the actives will have, the domain, the items, and everything. I think they'll be able to hit pretty high. Once again, I don't even know if they'll hit in the like 600 mil range. But for what this character is, it's like an invincible slot 1, while providing an immense amount of support to allies through both the SA effect and through the phase 2. I'm really happy with them. I definitely got to get a defense stacking in soon, but I wanted to do those. Do tend to take a little bit, not too much realistically, but a little bit more time, because I do got to set up the whole calculator thing, and I don't know, there's a lot of attack stacking characters within the celebration. So I've been focusing on attack stacking here. I'm definitely going to get back to more defense stacking videos as things start to cool down, I think. So I definitely plan to do them. I'm very excited to see what they get up to here with the attack stat, though. And if it does turn out they're bugged, I mean, this is good evidence of that, right? It'll show as good evidence of that. So I'd make sure to just, I suppose I could, like, mute my audio or something and then do, like, a voiceover and, like, cut some stuff, I don't know, and make that a separate video just to prove they're bugged. I'm not sure. I mean, we'll see. I'm going to get the stacking, though, either way. We'll come back, hopefully, as long as they're not bugged, at the usual turn 100-ish range. And we will see just how hard EZA LR Vegeta Trunks can hit. All right. So we are back here. Our team comp has changed quite a bit, and this actually took a couple of days to get in between recording everything else. Unfortunate is what it is. Not everything's going to go perfectly with these. Just some of them tend to be worse, and this was one of those. So when I started out, I kept AGL Golden Frieza. I could never get the key for him, right? So I ended up having to find a weaker character who fit the leader skill, but also wouldn't be doing a ton of damage to account for the stacks, right? And I did end up choosing Tech Super Saiyan Gohan from the World Tournament. He's an SSR. He hasn't awakened yet. He actually has a really good baseline. He stacks defense. He has damage reduction. Knowing how the World Tournament cards get handled, I expect he'll be fumbled, but on release, he was actually really insane. I actually have him linked level 10 and everything. Like, he was actually a very viable card on release. And then, you know, I kept trying that, and he just kept getting fucking... No matter what I did, I kept him on rotation, rotate him off. 2 turns in, 20 turns in. Zamasu would always just beam this guy non-stop. And it... Like, I couldn't stack the defense fast enough. So, I mean, that took forever trying that. I thought it'd work. Did not work. Eventually, I did settle on this. You know, I was trying to get, like, Tech UI to work on this team, right? Because, you know, the stacks. But, like, it's... You know, he doesn't have a leader skill here, right? I mean, it's Fuse Fighter and Future. So I couldn't... I tried getting him for the domain to work here. I couldn't really get it to work. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. At this point, we are on a 220 lead at least, and we do have the 15% extra active skill support from Vegeta. So it's not... I don't know. I feel like more or less we're going to be roughly around where we are. Obviously, not having the domain sucks, but more or less, I feel like we're going to be around what we were. So it's not the end of the world. That being said, here we are. I mean, obviously, we're up to turn 101. We do have quite a lot of stacks with them, although, you know, it's... You know, they only stack once per turn, right? So it's more like... I think I got them on turn 3. So we essentially have... I mean, what has it been? 98 turns since then, so 49 stacks, more or less, with them. More or less, we have 49 stacks, I think. So for what they are, I think they're going to look pretty good. But do keep in mind, this is as a defensive character. And do keep in mind, they stack once per turn, right? So I think they're good for what they are. And they'll obviously look much better with, like, the actives up, right? So, I mean, we do have a lot of actives to pop. But they're not, you know, they're not hit. You know, I don't even know if they're going to get up to, like, Super Saiyan 4 Goku level. I honestly kind of doubt it a bit. But for the defensive one, they will look much better. Because you got to think, I mean, they're 12.4 here, right? And then once we start factoring in, because obviously these actives, the Vegeta actives, do give more in defense than they do offense, right? So they definitely can look really good, but it's not... defensively, and they'll look decent for what they are offensively, but don't be expecting a billion attacks that here is essentially the point I'm trying to get across. But that all out of the way, let's just get started here. We'll show what they can do, and then we'll you know, we'll call it there, obviously. So this will be our baseline turn. You know, we don't have any items or anything up, and once again, for what they are, I think they're pretty good for the baseline. But, I mean, certainly would like them to be higher, obviously. And you'll see in just a moment. Okay, so we're up to 89 million. 89 mil. I mean, that's not... You know, it's... I guess the thing with them... I mean, 63.5, right? You gotta think. A, they're meant as a defensive character. B, they just provide so much utility through support. C, they do actually do 4 supers a turn, And I mean, they're greatly raising on these. They actually don't do that much less than they do on the 18 key. So really, they're more of barrage attack instead of like single attack stats, right? So keep that in mind. Also, another thing I feel like I should note here, and this might not be correct, but through my testing, I've found through this, I don't think it's bugged. I've seen a lot of people saying, I talked about in the beginning that Vegeta and Trunks were bugged. I don't think so. I think what the case is people expected 5% attack to be a lot. And to be fair, I mean, certainly you might think even me, maybe I thought it'd have a bit of a higher impact, and I don't understand why it works this way. I don't understand attack calcs. I haven't learned them. But for whatever reason, like attack support is worth a lot less than like defensive support. For like the SA phase stuff, I if I had to take a guess, probably has to do with like the other modifiers that are already there. Like super attack effects already have like immense, supreme, ultra, or not ultra, super, colossal, mega colossal, right? They already have those. So, and also if it's already a character that stacks, right, it's not going to, it's 5%. That support is really best for a character that doesn't stack at all, or they stack like for 4 turns or something. So say like AGL Gogeta, Int Gogeta. I mean, essentially it looks like, if I had to guess, the optimal setup they're trying to get you to do is running the tag blue team. You get Vegeta and Trunks on there, right? You have a Vegeta supporting, the Vegeta Trunks card. Your other rotation is like tag blue Goku, right? And then, well, maybe not slot 1 necessarily, but just vaguely tag blue Goku, AGL Gogeta, and then you have like Int Gogeta floating around, right? So that way, both Int Gogeta and AGL Gogeta will get value from the stacks, although it's obviously going to be more so in like longer fights, right? I mean, even the tag blues will get value from the defensive stacks. And I suppose they want you to do it that way to like make up for the lack of like GT, Saiyan Roar, all that stuff on that sort of setup. I don't know exactly, but that's just my guess here. Let's get the Vegeta active in here real quick. So I suppose I'm not showing here, and you just have to take my word for it, but at least for me, I don't know, maybe it's like I suppose you could say it's like a game-specific type of thing, but I doubt that, honestly. I don't think it's bugged, I just think people really overestimated it, right? And it does, I think there's a fair argument that it could have been stronger, that maybe people expected it to be a little better, but I mean, for what they do, I'm really happy with them. So it's, because in a lot of these videos, right, I have talked about like Tech UI has been a really good asset for A, his domain, and then B, getting the Dokkan. So once his intro runs out, he's actually really, really, I mean, it sucks for using him, right? But once his intro runs out, he's actually really, really weak. So he's actually really good for getting the Dokkan attacks for me, even with type advantage on Rose. However, through the stacks that double Vegeta Trunks were doing, I couldn't. He kept doing more and more damage, and it got to the point where I got like turned 80 some odd, and I ended up killing Rose with a Dokkan attack because I couldn't I could never get AGL Golden Frieza his key, and you know, I Tech UI was the next best option, but he kept doing more and more damage, and eventually it just got to the point where it was too much. So it does work. It just the defense is definitely a lot more visually, like, you can see, right? So I don't know. Maybe they could have stacked more. You know, 10%, right? I don't think that would have been OP. You know, 7% if they want to be like thematic or something, right? But I'm fine with it. So that out of the way, though. I mean, here goes nothing. You know, I unfortunately, essentially the only different things I can do here is like the order I use like AGL Gogeta active in and stuff. Like, I don't. Hopefully this gives us a lot of luck, because obviously I need them to be in slot 1. So we'll see what we got here, please. Oh, god damn it! Don't do this to me. Come on, man. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do too much about this, but I will try. I mean, this is really unfortunate. The best I can do is like using the actives, switching around the slot the characters are in. There's not, you know, I have to have them in slot 1 for that extra 200% attack and defense, right? So, okay, we'll cut away. We'll be back either way. Okay then, that I'm actually very surprised. So immediately, instead of like switching my characters around, you know, I just left it like how it was, and using both of them there, got it. So I mean, that's actually very lucky, and I'm very thankful for that. Jesus Christ, because that, you know, sometimes like that last one, I mean, I spent like 20, 30 minutes, whatever the hell it was, just like trying to fish to try and get it to, you know, get the right orb amount, and I still couldn't get 23. I tried like every damn variation I could. I got 20 though, so I mean, it was pretty good for Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Okay though, I mean, this is it. I think they're gonna look pretty good. I mean, we do. All right, I already used it. You know, we do have 6 out of 7 links. I have them fully linked level 10. I have that attack equip on them, right? So all that's left to do, essentially, is use the Vegeta active, use the Gogeta active, and see what we get up to, right? So here we go. Let's get that. Alright, Gogeta, we got this. Okay, and now the Gogeta active skill.
This is the greatest fusion of all! I'm gonna send you back to hell!
Alright, now obviously all of that does a lot for us. Let's see. What are we at defensively now? 85 million, huh? 85 mil. That's pretty good. And that's without... Yeah, the defense stacking one for them is going to be very crazy. Jesus Christ. Alright, well, here we go. Let's grab our final orbs here and see what they get up to. I mean, if I had to guess... let's see, 80%, well, 84%. Okay. If I had to guess, I'm going to say it's going to be in like the late 300 to like 500 mil range, which obviously is not perfect, but although that is just a guess. That's quick maths, okay? That's we'll see what we're actually at. Ooh, no. 281. Ooh. God damn. God. Ooh. Gee. Ooh. Maybe I was giving him a bit more credit. God damn. Ooh. I really thought. Damn. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh at that. That's. Whew. Yeah. Okay. That's a rip. I mean, for what they are, I don't want to cope, right? I'm not gonna cope. That's for all the juicing we have. I mean, that's not that impressive. I mean, I was a little disappointed with AGL Goku, and we got it to, what was it, 600 some odd mil. And to be fair, though, I mean, he's a different style of character, though. Well, I mean, he's a big supporting character like they are, but he's more balanced, as in he's not a defensive guy. I mean, he could definitely get caught. He's really good in slot 2-3 defensively, but he's still not perfect. Whereas they're like they got like slot 1 handled, and they're supporting, like, I don't know. I mean, I thought they would have been higher than that, certainly. But for what they do, and once again, I think the defensive stacking one will be much better. Obviously, I mean, we saw what we got up to there, and that's without factoring in like the defense items, which obviously make a huge difference. I mean, we'll get pretty high up there with the defense items, right? And then maybe I could try figuring something else out for the team. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I can't help but be a little disappointed by that, obviously, but overall, you know, they did, you know, we did get them up to 281 mil. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not. I can't even cope. I mean, that's for all the juicing I did. I like seeing the big numbers. That was not a big enough number for me. Not in the big 2025. But I mean, I really like them though. I mean, they've never been an offensive god. I didn't expect them to compete. I thought they'd be a little higher, was all. But yeah, I suppose a bit unfortunate there. After all the time it took, especially, the payoff was not what I wanted. But you know, it is what it is. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.